morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Friday, October 5th, 2023. October 6th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? May I please have the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? First card we are starting our day off with today is Queen of Pentacles in its reversal. If this card looks a little familiar, it's because we had this card in its upright yesterday. This is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Now, for feminine energy right now, what we're effectively seeing is, again, and this makes a lot of sense because I did point out, as I mentioned, for the energies that are in partnership at this time, there may have been a little bit of feeling yesterday of the feminine having to pick up a bit of the slack for masculine energy that needed a little bit of reprieve. Why did the masculine energy need a bit of reprieve? Because earlier this week, there were some extremely emotionally overwhelming circumstances or situations that required the masculine and feminine energy's attention. And while the feminine energy was able to put that level of degree and support to things, and it created a feeling of stability for the feminine in order to do so, for masculine, it was more emotionally exhausting. It took more of a toll. Yesterday, masculine just needed to kind of kick back and almost intentionally articulating that they were doing so. It wasn't a choice to say that they were very clear on what they were doing. Feminine today in partnership may now be feeling a little bit of that weight of having had to pick up some of that slack yesterday. This could even be feminine energy articulating some of these needs in partnership at this moment. So feminine energy, if you're feeling like this, if you need assistance, if you're feeling overwhelmed, make sure you're using your words. While for masculine energy right now, what we're effectively seeing in partnership is, again, you could be identifying and seeing this on the part of the feminine. This could even be identifying or recognizing something about the feminine right now that feels a bit overwhelmed as it relates to do with their own set of responsibility and needs at this moment. Now, for masculine and feminine energy that are moving into partnership at this time, this is the crux. This is the issue. This is that point that keeps reaching a boiling point as it relates to coming into union or not. And we've been seeing these energies, like there's been a lot of filing of some of this energy moving into union right now versus moving apart at this moment. For feminine energy, the key factor related to coming into partnership at this time has to do with what they feel comfortable with. The problem right now for the energies that are trying to move into partnership is feminine is asking masculine to take some steps to make the feminine feel comfortable. Masculine is hesitating, potentially even hesitating on something that they confirmed to the feminine that they understood and be ready and willing to take action upon. This is creating a space or state that for the feminine right now, the longer they see the masculine delaying in taking this action, the less stable the feminine is feeling. So this is either feminine that is going to be articulating and using their words today towards masculine trying to come into partnership to try to articulate how uncomfortable the position that the masculine is putting them in is. Or this is feminine, again, effectively breaking away from something, feeling that point of instability, not feeling like something can come into a point of stability at this time. For masculine trying to come into partnership, this is potentially you identifying this with this energy. And again, depending on how well the energy is carrying it right now, this is going to help articulate whether this is more of that make or break moment. Because again, to a certain degree, masculine, what you may not necessarily be recognizing right now is your inability to potentially take action in this way. And again, we see why the masculine doesn't want to take action in this way, because the masculine energy is feeling that the feminine is asking them to do something that feels at best unnecessary and at worst uncalled for. For masculine energy in this vibration right now, this is potentially, again, either looking to a feminine energy and recognizing how this has to do with trying to make the feminine energy comfortable. That again, if there's a possibility of moving into partnership right now, this is like almost an education in compromise, because while you might not necessarily be feeling inclined to take these steps, there is something here that you're recognizing you need to do in order to allow your feminine energy to feel safe, seen, and supported. Now, for the masculine right now, this is either going to be you effectively, again, recognizing this, understanding this, coming to terms with this, or this is more of that bridge too far energy. This could be feeling like, and for the masculine right now, if the feminine's not carrying this well enough, this could be the feminine starting to move into this point of reactivity. This could be a feminine energy that is starting to effectively like crumble under the pressure of trying to carry the weight of something and not seeing the effect of it. For some of the masculine energy right now, this could even be feeling like you're seeing something that looks like an instability point around some of the feminine. But rest assured that that instability point you're feeling right now is because the feminine energy is feeling the weight and the anxiety of being put in a difficult position and not feeling secure and stable in the connection. Now, for masculine and feminine energy that are in separation right now, this is again more of that work that is happening within the self. Feminine energy, this is just feeling like an uncomfortable position to be in. It's not great for the feminine in separation, specifically because feminine, again, we're seeing that feminine is forcing themselves forward right now, away from something that they effectively desired. This is creating moments that, again, sometimes feminine is feeling like they can carry this, and sometimes they feel like they can't. Because this is a feminine that's feeling the frustration of having to do something alone. This is also a feminine energy that's feeling a lot of cynicism as it relates to what they're going to find moving forward right now, because we even identified that for a lot of this feminine energy, the idea or the looking right now for masculine energy at a point of integrity feels more like a process of elimination versus looking for something positive at this time. While for masculine energy that is going right now, that is in separation, this is again, we are identifying the one or two different modalities that are effectively happening right now. Because for a lot of the masculine energy right now, we've been seeing that this has been a moment that masculine is focusing. We saw two modalities coming back into one. The need for autonomy moving back into the need and understanding that there may potentially be some unhealed karmic energy. You want to go backwards before you go forward, because again, there's either something that you want to heal right now there, masculine, that you now realize and recognize you want to come back into good energy with, or there's something that you're desiring partnership with at the moment that requires this like orientation and focus on some of this. The problem with the masculine energy is, again, observing some feminine energy around you right now and recognizing that there is a need for healing. That this is either a feminine energy right now that you're identifying or recognizing that where you left them was not necessarily where you find them now. You're potentially even looking at this and assessing and remembering kind of where you put things and how you may have had a part to play in it. For the other part of the masculine energy, this is what you're trying to go towards right now. You're trying to come back towards this energy to create that level of degree of stability and security at this time. For the other part of the collective, this is again, you effectively looking, seeing, observing this, determining it is either not possible or the energy itself is still in a place of too much instability around circumstances and situations from the past, wherein you're effectively, potentially, again, keeping a bit of a distance. Second card for today's spread is, we have here our Six of Wands in its reversal. So, masculine and feminine energy right now that is working through partnership or in union right now, divine union energy. This is, again, feminine energy is going to need a lot of support today. Feminine energy is feeling some points of frustration right now. Feminine energy is feeling some anxiety about their possibility of moving into a space or place of achievement at this time. For the masculine energy in partnership at this moment, you may be recognizing and seeing the fact that the feminine energy around you is feeling a little bit low today. They're feeling a little bit frustrated. They're feeling a little bit like they could use a win. You may need to have to provide a lot of support to this energy right now as you go forward to give them that level or degree of encouragement, because we're really seeing here that this is a feminine that's feeling a little bit of overwhelm, and that overwhelm is having an impact on their long-term feeling of success going forward. There's also something I really want to stress right now for the energy that's feeling this, because masculine, you may be feeling a little bit of this weight as well today, specifically because we saw that you're coming out of a state or place of exhaustion. I want you to focus on your wins today. I want you to write them down. If you're feeling like this right now, I want you to remember all of the successes that you've had over the last 6 months or so to help kind of get you out of this vibration. Now, for masculine and feminine energy that are moving into partnership or trying to move into partnership right now, this is some heavy energy that we're seeing as it relates to this. Why? Because again, we are effectively once more, we're starting to see, do you see the cycle that's happening? Do you see the pattern that's happening? This is that moment that we're seeing that the feminine energy has reached a moment with masculine, this desire to move forward. Previous to this, this was feminine energy saying, I need you to open up to me. Masculine did that. Now feminine is saying, in order to move into partnership, I need you to take action. Because what you said to me was overwhelming, and there needs to be some points of either closure or activity around these circumstances so that I feel like I am the priority. Masculine and feminine have either hit 2 points on this. Some of this energy has proceeded to do so, wherein they've now come into the part of being in the partnered energies. The other part, this is still was a breakaway point. This has been a bridge too far. We're now still seeing this energy here that this is almost feeling more like, again, that push and pull that is happening. Feminine's asking something from masculine. Feminine is not seeing the masculine activate upon it. Feminine is looking to masculine right now saying, I need to see that your words match your actions. Masculine energy is holding off to this certain degree because, again, potentially something that the feminine is asking you to do either feels like it is unnecessary or it is uncalled for. And this is that moment that, again, there's a point right now of another moment of trying to recognize if this is something that can move into union or not. The feminine is feeling the anxiety. This is a heavy energy for the feminine because the longer that the masculine waits to take these steps, the more confirmation feminine feels she has in the fact that this is not going to effectively result in a partnership possibility. While for masculine right now, there's observing and looking. They could even be seeing right now that the feminine energy in this vibration is starting to hit some points of reactivity. That this is a feminine energy that is effectively coming into a point of feeling reactive. And again, depending on how you interpret this, this may be understanding and recognizing that this is because this is a feminine energy that's starting to feel that lack of support and it's having an impact. Or this is overly reactive. This is seeing and recognizing this and feeling like this is a feminine energy that isn't at a point of balance. And that is also creating a sense of doubt for you as well. I'm going to say for the energies trying to come into partnership right now, please remember that partnership requires compromise, right? And patience. For the feminine, having patience, allowing masculine to do this on their timeline is potentially going to be very important, though feminine is in a point or space where there needs to be a set limit on that because we see that this is feminine energy that has an issue about overgiving. Masculine, this is a moment of recognizing that, again, this is feminine energy that needs you to do something potentially out of your normal modality of handling things, specifically as confirmation to show that you are valuing what is necessary to do in partnership as opposed to moving from a state or space of autonomy. For masculine and feminine energy that is in separation right now, we're effectively seeing that, again, this is the weight and heaviness that feminine is having at this moment as they're being kind of, they're almost like emotionally forcing themselves to push forward into areas and situations that they would rather not. Feminine energy preferred to have a partnership with energy from the past. They're pushing themselves forward in this vibration. It's creating a sense of a lack of confidence. Why? Because feminine energy is not doing this with an energy of excitement or elation. This is feminine energy that is feeling the cynicism or anxiety of finding the difficulty of recognizing masculine energy coming from a state of integrity right now. Feminine energy is effectively going forward, utilizing a process of elimination as opposed to choice right now. And feminine doesn't like to do that because it's not only making them feel unstable in the moment, but it's also making them feel a lack of optimism about what they're effectively going to find. So again, feminine energy that is in this potentiality, like in modality, I'm going to say this again. I want you to write down what you're looking for. I want you to ground yourself by writing down what you're looking for ideally so that you stop moving from this space or place of assuming that something is already ruined before it's not, and instead come back into that vibration of positivity and possibility. For masculine energy and separation right now, again, this is similarly feeling this weight, but it is in relation to wanting to come back into potential energy or union right now with certain feminine energy. For the masculine right now, we were seeing one of two different modalities. This is either masculine energy right now, intentionally trying to go back to a feminine energy, recognizing that energy is in a place or state that things were not necessarily stable at that time. This could even have to be, again, the masculine is recognizing that this isn't necessarily the kind of joining or coming back that feels like a point of positivity. It's almost going to feel like a point of catharsis. It almost may feel like in order to come back towards this feminine energy in this way, for masculine, it's very difficult because it almost feels to a certain extent like you're kind of coming back with your tail between your legs, right? You're kind of coming back with your tail between your legs. You feel like it's not necessarily going to be a happy reunion. It's more one that feels necessary, but it's like almost creating like a pit in your stomach because you're recognizing exactly how much you're going to have to do and where you're going to have to leave things. It's going to have to address for some things that are hard to address. For the other part of the masculine collective right now, This is that moment that, again, you're feeling this deep anxiety because there is an energy that you want to proceed towards right now, but you're feeling like it is too much of a gauntlet. Having that ability or that degree to kind of effectively have to swallow your pride to a certain extent to move back towards this energy feels like a bridge too far, which is meaning that you're trying to move forward right now, but it doesn't feel like a positive moving forward. This is like moving forward right now in a sense or space of experiencing some kind of feeling of sadness and loss as you do so. Third card in our 5-card spread for today, center card for our spread. Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. What is going on today? There's some feeling of blocked energy coming to the forefront. Masculine, feminine across all of the partnership potentialities here. For the partnered energies right now, this is having to overcome some hurdle. There's something here that's feeling like a bit of a rip of a Band-Aid to a certain extent. There's something here that feels like a bit of an energetic blockage. For feminine specifically right now, this is potentially talking about some deeper changes that you may feel like you need to take at this time. Masculine and feminine energy may be identifying this right now as a bit of the hurdle and blockage. Masculine energy could effectively potentially even be trying to guide feminine right now through their own feelings of instability that often lead to a lack of success, to help them identify that this is a bit of what needs to be worked on. Not necessarily the situation they find themselves in, but the perspective, the perception of the situation. Recognizing that, again, stability is not something that we create or generate from without, but it is something that we build from within. Masculine, you may be feeling like this is a bit of a roadblock that you're identifying in the energy that you find in partnership with. You may be trying to guide them through this right now because there's something very valuable and important that the masculine is identifying, which is the value and significance in making sure that your partner is stable, because that level of stability is one that also feeds back to you at this time. Feminine, this is a bit of this internal work we see that you're doing right now in partnership at this moment. You are trying to come to a deeper level of stability. Today, it may be feeling like more of a challenging space. Again, you are identifying and assessing the karmic blockages that you may be creating within the self that are holding you back at this time. But again, for both masculine and feminine in partnership right now, this is effectively having to address some of these hurdles. Masculine, you may be having to guide the feminine through this to a certain extent. Again, feeling and recognizing that you're effectively trying to help feminine learn this, get these skills, get these abilities, because again, you are on a unified path. You're trying to effectively make sure that you guys are on the same page. Feminine, you are effectively doing this work for yourself at this moment. Masculine and feminine energy that is working to come into partnership, this is feeling like more of that blockage. This is that separation continuing. This is like feeling like a standstill. It's feeling like a stalemate. Because again, what are we seeing here? Masculine and feminine in this vibration. You are caught in a moment that someone needs to have a point of action. Now, the feminine energy, again, is waiting for the masculine energy to come towards them with something. They're needing to see the masculine energy take that action. The longer that they don't take that action, the less that the feminine feels confident about the possibility of there being a positive long-term possibility here. This is feeling like a hurdle for feminine because, again, feminine doesn't want to walk away from something because they're waiting to see if masculine can take the action. But feminine's also recognizing that they can't necessarily wait forever. That in fact, the longer that they wait, the less that hope and possibility comes to the forefront. Masculine energy, you are also feeling like this is a hurdle and blockage. But again, it is due to the fact that you are feeling like the feminine energy is becoming too demanding to you. This could be interpreted right now, and this is a problem with the energies trying to come into partnership. You're looking at this right now as, again, potentially a feminine energy that keeps raising the bar with you. And this is feeling right now that this is a demanding feminine energy. And you are also starting to feel the anxiety of there being potential success. You are trying to come into a space of compromise with this energy, but again, you're not necessarily seeing it. So we've got that vibration continuing to occur of two energies that are trying to get to the same goal, the same endpoint, but with different ways of tackling it that are immediately causing a huge blockage in the possibility of success. I'm going to say this again for the energies trying to come into partnership. Compromise is going to be valuable right now. Making sure you're not moving from a space or place of open ultimatums, but keeping that window open for alternative possibilities to build that sense of security and communication. For masculine and feminine in separation right now, this is more of that feminine energy feeling this blockage and hurdle today. Again, this is a feminine energy that doesn't want to move forward like this. This is a feminine energy that would rather kind of leave that door or window open from the past. There's still a hope right now for some of this feminine energy that this masculine energy from the past is going to come back in with that level or degree of commitment that they were ideally seeking and did not find. For the feminine right now, again, this is feeling like more of that like moving through mud energy, because again, while you are taking those steps forward right now, you're not doing it with like a free or open heart. You're doing it very like closed off with a lot of that frustration, holding on right now to something that feels more like a karmic blockage than anything, because you're trying to like hold on to that past energy instead of moving on to the possibilities that await you on the other side. For masculine energy right now, this is again in separation. You are also feeling a bit of this right now, because again, we are identifying that for some of the masculine energy right now, this is observing and trying to want to move forward towards a very specific manifestation of feminine at this time that you're potentially seeing in one or two different modalities. This is either the masculine energy looking right now towards feminine energy and identifying and recognizing that in order to come towards this energy, you're going to have to kind of swallow your pride to a certain extent. You recognize that there's something here that's only going to allow that level of degree of acceptance to be able to move towards this energy. And it's difficult because, again, you're not even sure if doing so is going to create the possibility or opportunity that you would effectively desire at this time. It's feeling like a blockage right now because, again, it's effectively having to make you take this like huge leap of faith. It's having to have you kind of move from a space of humility towards this energy, and feeling the anxiety about what that will do or how that will cause or what that will make you feel or whether it will have an impact is creating a bit of that blockage and hurdle. While for the other part of the masculine energy at this time, this is again that point of concession, recognizing or feeling to yourself that you're effectively your own pride isn't ready for that step. It's not at that place where you feel like you can move into that state or space of humility that is necessary in order to go back to this energy to be able to try to create that state or space of healing. For the energy right now that is in that modality, we are effectively seeing that this is also feeling like a bit of a blockage, because while you may be feeling like you're trying to force yourself forward right now, you're not doing it with a point of happiness. So masculine and feminine separation are now starting to mirror each other. Fourth card in our 5-card spread for today is we've got here our 3 of Cups. So here's a little bit of that light at the end of the tunnel that we were hoping to see. So what is masculine and feminine energy doing right now in partnership to help feminine energy through some of these hurdles, these feelings of anxiety, these feelings of frustration? Outside energy, outside possibility, getting out of your own headspace. Masculine and feminine right now in partnership, you probably are getting some of that outside support. You know how things come back, the things you do come back to you? Well, again, what was this masculine and feminine energy doing over the last few days? They were either working through or lending assistance to energy outside of the partnership itself, right? This is a point where that some of that good energy, that good-natured energy you put forward is starting to come back to a certain degree. Because what we really see here is, again, masculine and feminine energy. This is effectively like cheering each other on, being each other's main motivators, being each other's champions, and even potentially reminding the energy around each other at this time of all the energy that values and appreciates what one is trying to do. Masculine may be cheering the feminine on a lot right now as it relates to partnerships, as feminine works through some of these situations or circumstances where they're doubting themselves at this time. Masculine is potentially also doing this right now because, again, they want to have this feminine energy in this vibration of positivity at this moment. They don't necessarily want the feminine to be in this space where they're feeling so overwhelmed, because if masculine realizes that their joy kind of taps into the feminine being in a joyful place too. So masculine's effectively trying to help feminine energy lift their spirits to a certain extent. The problem with this for the feminine is this is feminine energy right now that, like, again, they're feeling a bit overwhelmed, so there may even be a resistance right now for the feminine to come into that vibration of just enjoying themselves. Masculine's trying to get them out of their own headspace, as it will. Masculine and feminine energy that are working into partnership right now, again, this is the crux. This is the problem. This is the hurdle. What is the hurdle with the feminine trying to come into partnership right now with masculine? What's got feminine feeling so unstable? What's got feminine feeling the doubt that something can come into partnership? What is feeling like a blockage, my friends? Outside energy. Outside energy. This is the whole point with the feminine. It's feminine needing to see action on the outside energy. Literally what we've been saying. The feminine saying to the masculine, I need to see you take action on what we've discussed. Masculine, you are also experiencing this point of blockage right now. But the problem again is, again, for masculine energy that is moving out of a state or space and trying to come into partnership at this moment, this is effectively weighing and recognizing right now that you are feeling the weight of the fact that the energy around you right now is effectively being challenged or requiring balance from a feminine right now. This is starting to feel more like a choice right now, again, for masculine energy trying to come into partnership at this time, because effectively what we are seeing is this is masculine energy truly recognizing that there isn't something here about being able to have your cake and eat it too. There's something here that the feminine energy is feeling unstable. They need to see that this is a point that you can show them that they are the priority. Feminine energy is looking at this right now and they're feeling very unstable due to the energy around you at this time. For masculine, you're effectively seeing this. The problem has to do with how you feel the feminine is carrying it. Because again, this is either feminine energy that is articulating, that is using their words, that is trying to communicate to you how they are feeling to have those points of activity reached. Or this is masculine energy looking at the feminine energy and feeling like they are over exaggerating or overwhelming or taking something and extrapolating something to the farthest degree. So again, this is either feminine energy seeing something that is there and masculine energy recognizing it, or this is masculine energy seeing a feminine that they feel is over exaggerating or overly concerned about outside energy. Depending on where the masculine falls on this, which is again trying to ease the feminine's fears, or whether this is feeling like a bridge too far for the masculine, is also related to whether this is moving into partnership or again another breakage point back into separation. Now, for masculine and feminine energy at a point of separation, we are effectively seeing at this time that again, for the feminine in this vibration right now, this is feminine energy that again does not want to move forward in this way. This is feminine energy that feels like they're dragging themselves across their own threshold to do something they don't necessarily feel like they want to do. What's helping the feminine energy that's going through this right now? Outside support, positive experiences, positive energy. This is potentially even a feminine that's leaning right now on their friends to help them forward, friends kind of motivating them on, getting that support from friends as they kind of go forward in this capacity. This could even be a lot of plans being set right now for those energies that feel positive to help the feminine energy kind of raise their own spirits. Feminine energy is finding that ability to raise their spirits through the energy around them at this time. Masculine energy right now that is in separation, this is again, this moment that we see that you're either concentrating right now. You are seeing the fact that you left some circumstances and situations right now with an energy that you're seeing right now the full breadth of the instability that is potentially caused there. You're potentially trying to heal that rift, but you're recognizing that the only way to heal that rift between you and this energy would be, because this energy doesn't feel stable or secure around you, is to have to come towards that energy from a point of view of having to feel like you have to swallow your pride to a certain extent. For half of the masculine collective right now, this is potentially you trying to do so. Taking this moment and feeling like this is too much of a blockage, it's too much of a hurdle, because like it's not even letting you kind of move forward into new experiences until you address this. For the other part of the collective, this is you conceding to yourself, telling yourself that again, this is a bridge too far, this is too hard to do. In which case you're trying to seek solace from outside energy as you still carry some of this pain or what feels like a real karmic wall within you. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Fifth card in our 5-card spread for today is balance. We like this. This is heavy energy today, but it's all leading to a state of balance. Masculine and feminine energy right now. It's really kind of sweet right now for the energies that are in partnership. Is almost like the masculine trying to pull the feminine out of this vibration. telling the feminine energy they may potentially be too hard on themselves. Recognizing that this is the feminine energy that's trying to like not even try to do something small. They're trying to do huge things. This is potentially masculine energy trying to support the energy in this and saying it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to relax sometimes. It's okay not to have to concentrate on everything right now as you proceed forward from this point. Feminine, you may be appreciating this right now in partnership, that there's a masculine right now that is effectively trying to bring you into a space of easement, trying to create moments for you that you can enjoy. And again, being able to see that is almost giving you permission. The masculine saying you can take a break in a way right now, feminine in partnership, it's almost like a relief because it's giving you that permission that you're not giving yourself at this time. And that's what's creating a state or space of balance. While for masculine and feminine energy that is moving or trying to move into partnership right now, this is more of that make or break moment, right? This is that point of understanding and identifying whether this feels like a valuable lesson that's happening or if this feels like a bridge too far. For feminine right now, again, feminine is seeing something on the part of the masculine that they're trying to move into partnership with, where they're recognizing and they are seeing that there's outside energy. Masculine may have even opened up about this to the feminine when feminine asked. Feminine needs to see the masculine take some point of action towards that energy, maybe something that they asked them to do. And they're observing them in this capacity to see if they are going to stay true to their word in terms of what they intend to do. The problem with the feminine energy trying to move into partnership at this moment is not necessarily seeing the masculine energy do that. If they'd seen it, you guys would already be in partnership, right? You'd already be in divine union. And so this is that moment that is feeling like such a struggle right now for the feminine, because again, feminine energy is going through this experience and they're just trying to feel a point of balance. Feminine energy is again either trying to walk away from this at this time, potentially surrendering and giving up to a certain extent, or they're saying time will tell. We will see if they're good to their word. We'll see if they're true to their word. Either way, feminine energy is almost trying to like distract themselves from with outside energy right now as they wait for the masculine to bring balance to the situation. Masculine energy right now, you could effectively be seeing the feminine energy doing this right now, which is potentially not necessarily helping matters because again, for masculine, you are recognizing and identifying to a certain degree that this is feminine energy that is asking you to take what you feel is potentially unnecessary steps in relation to outside energy. You are potentially even trying to navigate that with the energy right now, trying to come into a point of easement. Because again, this is either feminine energy that is seeing something that is there, or this is something about feminine energy maybe extrapolating something that is not there, but because of a lack of clarity. So again, this is either masculine energy trying to offer that clarity, trying to create that sense of understanding, but again, feeling the hesitation and actually taking the action because there's some kind of anxiety here about affecting outside energy in a way that doesn't feel positive or productive. Or this is masculine energy that is effectively being forced to choose. This is effectively being forced to choose and having to decide and recognizing that in order to move forward with a certain feminine energy, there's going to have to be some concessions made as it relates to the outside energy that's around you at this time. And again, this is either a moment that you are choosing to bring ease to the feminine by helping and finding that point of easement going forward, or you're surrendering this connection right now and moving towards those outside energies. It's going to be a question of what you feel creates balance at this time, because for some of the masculine right now, this is not necessarily feeling like this is coming from a state or space of stability from the feminine. It's feeling like it is an overreaction. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Queen of Pentacles in its reversal and our Six of Wands in its reversal. We've got here our Four of Swords. So this is very nice if we're in partnership right now. This is exactly what we're seeing. For masculine and feminine in partnership right now, masculine is potentially telling the feminine it is okay to rest. It is okay to rest. It is okay to rest. Masculine was in this vibration yesterday, you will point out. I will point out that masculine's like, it's okay to take a time to yourself right now. This could even be masculine energy, like trying to tell the feminine energy to give something a rest. Because again, we're seeing here that this is a feminine energy that's been like so focusing on trying to build this stability for themselves right now. It's feeling somewhat overwhelming. So even in partnership right now, this is almost like masculine, like wanting to come into a space of easement, but also feeling like the need of having feminine in that same vibration. Specifically because if they don't have the feminine energy in that vibration, they themselves can't relax. So this is really like we're seeing an energy of masculine trying to bring that sense of ease, because masculine's in that sense where they would just like to enjoy things at this moment. Feminine, this is going to feel a little bit difficult because again, the masculine is almost looking into a space of like wanting to have fun, wanting to do things that are fun, wanting to come into the space of like higher energy, but you're feeling more of a state or space of exhaustion at this time. For masculine and feminine energy working to come into partnership right now, again, there's a point right now that as things are potentially going silent again, is what we're really seeing. And it's really frustrating because again, there's something here about the time something is taking. This is not a fast action. This is even masculine energy, again, potentially procrastinating on taking some steps for feminine. And feminine is seeing it and they don't like it. Feminine energy doesn't like to see this right now because the feminine is trying to articulate to them that this is not something that they feel like they can wait on. That this wait or this time, like the longer something takes, is actually building less and less confidence for the feminine that this is something that can actually work or come into fruition. For feminine, if you're feeling this right now, this is potentially taking this rest for yourself. This is potentially you, like again, cutting back on connection, cutting back on the connection with this energy, because you're basically saying like, I'm not going to chase after you to do this. I'm not going to chase after you to ask you to do something that I've asked you to do. I'm just going to like let this go dormant, and if you're ever ready to, then you can do so. Why are we seeing this? Because again, feminine energy is still in their vibration where they're refusing to overgive to situations that don't give back to them in kind. Feminine energy is getting that moment and is going, oh, this is happening again. Even me asking them to do this is feeling like overgiving. Feminine energy is effectively allowing this to be a point of rest if they're trying to come into partnership at this moment. And again, they're starting to move into the vibration of the feminine energy and separation. You noticing that? Masculine energy right now is also at this moment, which again, it feels like a hurdle. It feels like an obstacle. You're trying to delay on something that the feminine is asking you for because you're not looking forward to doing it. This is also, we're starting to fall into patterns again. Why are we starting to fall into patterns again? Because there's something about the masculine saying, maybe if I give this a bit of time, it won't be as big of a deal. Maybe I can just let time take care of it. I'm going to say this again, masculine energy. If you're trying to tell yourself that time is going to help you in this, I just want to remind you, the way we've been reading, literally situations where there's been the major factor that has come into play is the recognition that time is not going to fix something. It's just going to prolong it. For masculine and feminine energy, and now we're seeing the masculine moving back into the separation cycle. For masculine energy and feminine that are in separation at this time, this is feminine energy again in separation. You're just not feeling that confidence today of going forward. You just want to give it a rest. You did a lot of this work. For feminine in separation right now, you feel like you did a lot of this like hard push yesterday and moving things forward. And now it's just like this need to rest is coming to bear. Today may be a day for the feminine in separation where like self-care is key. Masculine, you're also feeling a point of complete exhaustion right now if you're in separation. Why? Because again, we are seeing here that this is a masculine energy that has a lot of focus right now on a feminine, a manifestation of feminine that, again, either you're looking at right now as the fact that this energy isn't accessible to you to a certain extent, that they've kind of put this like wall between you and them, and you're trying to figure out how to fix it, but you're not feeling positive about it. Or this is the anxiety coming into play right now of a feminine energy that doesn't feel like it's in a state or space of stability so that you can approach them. Hence, do you see how these two are now merging right now? Especially if this energy was reactive to some extent. Now, this is again masculine right now in separation that's feeling the degree or anxiety about not wanting to move forward today. Potentially even distracting themselves in the process. But also just like looking right now and again weighing whether time is going to be the solution here. There's a bit of a repetition of cycle happening here. I need to stress this. For the masculine in separation right now, if you're really kind of looking again and saying, well, maybe time will heal this wound, I need to ask you, is that something that you've been identifying that has been working on your benefit? Because again, masculine right now is looking at something and saying, well, maybe now's not the time. Maybe now's not the time. Maybe I'll have better success later. Continuing to get clarification on these, and this is how we got in this situation in the first place. Continuing to get clarification on, so make sure, again, make sure you're not repeating cycles, like make sure you're not repeating patterns is all I'm going to say if you're going through this. Let's continue to get clarity on these cards right now. Clarification coming through right now with our Six of Wands in its reversal in combination with our Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification. We like this. This is what we want to see. Different ideas lead to different results, okay? Masculine and feminine energy right now in partnership. This is the beauty of the partnership. It's not that you find a blockage or a hurdle and you get stuck in that vibration. What's masculine and feminine doing right now? You're creatively inspiring each other. You're providing ideas. You're providing communication. This is the beauty of your divine union. It's like when you hit these roadblocks, they don't need to leave you there, but instead you have another energy able to provide that point of counterbalance. Masculine and feminine energy are providing this to each other right now, helping each other through the personal hurdles that you're experiencing by providing that spark of passion, creativity, insight that's fueling you forward, even in a moment that you feel like you want to just kind of rest and surrender. For masculine and feminine energy right now that is moving into partnership or trying to, this is the solution to the problem. The hurdle right now in terms of feeling the anxiety about where something is going because of this karmic blockage, it needs communication. It needs new ideas. It needs passion to be sparked back up again. Again, for half of the collective right now that's trying to come into partnership, it is this productive conversation that is allowing for progress through a hurdle or a roadblock. For the other part of the energy, this is potentially moving into separation. This is potentially saying right now, this is too much of a hurdle. This is too much of a roadblock. I'm going to go find new opportunities for inspiration and clarity that are going to be in alignment. For masculine and feminine energy in separation right now, this is again, feminine energy is feeling this blockage. They're feeling this frustration. Again, they're letting the creativity, they're letting their passion guide them right now. There is a point of rest right now. But again, feminine energy is feeling this spark of inspiration even through a bit of this blockage right now. It's about channeling that creativity and that passion into new opportunities and new possibilities is what is going to help navigate this roadblock that feels like a karmic blockage point, a new manifestation. For masculine, recognizing that what you desired is not in the past, it is in the future. You just need to effectively seek it. For masculine energy right now that is in separation, again, this is that moment that, again, you are feeling the hurdle, you are feeling the blockage. You recognize right now that the thing that can drive you, that the thing that can correct this is your own passion. It is your own communication. The major question that's happening right now for the masculine energy in separation is, where are you directing that flow? Are you directing that flow to try to fix something in a productive way that is holding you as the karmic blockage? Or are you using this creativity and this passion as a distraction point from what it is that you're truly seeking? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Wheel of Fortune in its reversal in combination with our Three of Cups. May I please have one card to clarify? We've got here our King of Pentacles in its upright. So again, what we're really seeing here is for masculine and feminine partnership. This is the beauty of the partnership. Feminine energy, look at this. This is a counterbalance. Feminine energy is not feeling very stable right now in partnership. So what's masculine doing? Masculine's being the stable one. Yesterday, feminine was the stable one for masculine. Today, masculine's the stable one for feminine. Bop, bop, right? Adjusting, calibrating, coming into that point of providing what the other one needs, helping to build the divine union, right? This is a moment where, again, masculine energy is saying, like, in a way, like, you don't need to carry this all on your back. I am here. I have your support. It's okay. We're going to get through any of these hurdles. You can just relax, is what masculine's really trying to say to the feminine right now. Because masculine's in that vibration of relaxing because he spent the last day or so relaxing. He spent all of yesterday relaxing to a certain extent. Masculine energy right now and feminine that are in separation, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. What we are effectively seeing is, again, this is that moment that feminine is looking to masculine to see if masculine can come in the clutch and create stability for the feminine. Feminine in separation right now, what is effectively happening, trying to come into partnership, is that feminine is articulating to the masculine, I don't feel stable right now. I need your support. I need to know that you can support me by helping me through this. Masculine is in that point of stability. The question is where they're directing that feeling of stability to. Are they directing it to healing the karmic blockage? Taking that step and action necessary to help a feminine that needs to know that they are the priority in this point of need? Or is this a masculine energy that is prioritizing the outside connections to maintain the stability with? This is the karmic hurdle right now that is effectively blocking connections. Where one's priorities lie, in outside energy and maintaining those connections, or the connection of the feminine energy that is feeling unstable at this point. This is the karmic challenge that is being presented. To feminine, this is feminine watching it occur to see which way masculine falls. To masculine, this is the choice that you're effectively making at this time. This is the choice. Now, for masculine and feminine energy right now, and again, that's either for the masculine right now, this is moving you into union by coming to the aid of the feminine that needs that level or degree of stability, or this is you moving again into a state or space of separation and autonomy, choosing options over a manifestation. For masculine and feminine energy that is in separation at this time, this is feminine energy getting themselves through the blockage. This is feminine energy recognizing that while they're feeling blocked right now, they're getting support from outside energy around themselves, and they're working to manifest a masculine energy that is stable. Again, the way feminine energy is effectively navigating through this hurdle is saying, a true, stable masculine would never do me like this. A true, stable masculine would never treat me like this. A true, stable masculine would never put me in a point where I feel like I am alone, that I am unstable. This is how the feminine energy is not only supporting themselves as they move forward towards this manifestation, but they're probably hearing it from the energy around them. This is probably feminine energy looking at the feminine energy and them saying, somebody who cares about you would never leave you at a point of instability. That's how the feminine energy is overcoming this hurdle. The feminine is getting that point of view, not just from themselves, but from the supportive energy around them at this time. That is what's helping them through this karmic blockage. Masculine energy in separation at this time. This is effectively having this point, again, having to navigate where you are putting your stability at this time. Do you see now? Now we've got the energies that are trying to come into partnership right now and the energies in separation. These two have merged again. This is a masculine energy right now saying, am I going to bring stability and support to the place and space that I am feeling the karmic blockage? The space and place that I recognize I left something unfinished or unsaid? Or am I going to distract myself? Am I going to bring it to outside energy? Am I just going to bring that stability to like whatever could potentially be around me at this time? This is, again, the masculine in separation and the masculine trying to come into partnership are now back on the same path. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Three of Cups in combination with our Justice card. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with addressing the past. Addressing the past. Now, again, masculine and feminine energy right now that are in partnership. This is going to feel like literally... This is let's put off tomorrow what we can do today. This is literally a bit of that energy coming in right now. This is potentially masculine trying to bring some balance to a feminine energy that's feeling overwhelmed, saying, just put it off. Just put it off. Don't worry about it. We will take care of it together. Whatever you're worried about right now that's got you so stressed, that's got you so overwhelmed, we will take care of it together. Let this just be a point where we enjoy one another, we balance ourselves, we enjoy one another's company, potentially do something nice. This is giving a lot of like, it's the weekend. Let's just enjoy the weekend and let's not over stress as a result of it, is what we're really seeing in partnership. And that's beautiful, because that's the energy basically saying, listen, how is the masculine helping the stable, the unstable, the energy that's feeling not stable? They're saying, we will both handle it together. And that's what's encouraging the feminine to go forward from this point. For masculine and feminine energy that is trying to come into partnership, this is it. This is more of that make or break, because we just saw some of this masculine energy is about to move back into separation. Some of this feminine energy is about to move back into separation. Because again, this is that moment. The past is reliving itself. There's maybe even something happening right now with the energies trying to come into partnership that feels a little bit like, been there, done this, I've seen this show before. Because again, feminine is asking masculine, and they're saying, I need you to show me that I am a priority because of all this outside energy around you. Can you bring balance? Or is this going to be more of the past reliving itself? Feminine is not going back to those past situations. Feminine, it will effectively walk away from this if the masculine does not show some way to help the feminine identify and recognize that they are actually the priority. For masculine right now, this is that moment that you yourself are also realizing. Again, something could be feeling like a bit of a repetition here, because again, you're starting to see a feminine energy that's starting to act very unstable. They're starting to act a little bit like not secure. Are they acting not secure because they are not secure, or are they acting not secure because, again, they feel like they're hitting a breaking point because they are seeking something from you that they're not necessarily effectively seeing? They're calling for you to bring a sense of balance in. They're calling for you to restore something, to make something fair. Because nothing will make someone start to feel imbalanced than having to be in an unfair situation. For masculine right now, this is either a moment that you're bringing balance in by resolving and clarifying to these energies where you are right now, or this is you choosing those energies. And again, this is either you walking away from the possibility of partnership at this time, or this is you doing that work and again, closing that cycle and moving into union. For masculine and feminine energy that is in separation, this is that karmic balance that needs to be restored. The balance needs to be restored one way or another. For feminine right now, feminine is getting that security right now in terms of recognizing that they're going to find the balance going forward. Feminine energy is getting the support from the energy around them right now, reminding them what a good balanced relationship looks like, reminding them of what's fair and what's not fair. That's helping the feminine energy walk away from situations that were not balanced. The feminine energy is almost kind of having other energy around them saying, don't worry about them. Don't let karma do its work. Let karma take care of it for you. Don't even get caught in trying to address it, because the problem with the feminine right now is they're feeling so frustrated. They may even want to take action towards it, not necessarily even positive. This is feminine getting like that support around them saying, don't even bother with it. Don't even think about it. Just continue moving forward right now and find something that feels more balanced and fair. For masculine energy right now that is in separation, this is that point where you're trying to find balance for yourself right now, because again, this is some kind of unhealed karmic energy that's holding on to you to a certain extent. And this is that moment that you're trying to figure out what can restore balance. Is again, going back to this and healing this going to be that point of being able to restore the balance? Or are you going to distract yourself with outside energy? Are you going to kind of move yourself back into a vibration of looking for outside energy to try to help not pay attention to the unhealed karmic energy that you're potentially holding right now? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Four of Swords in combination with our Ace of Wands. May I please have one card to clarify? What? All right. Really? All right, we've got 4 cards to clarify. We're going to read them all because that's what we do. All right, this is it. Again, for masculine and feminine energy right now that is in partnership, this isn't going to feel like as big a deal, because this is a moment that we're effectively seeing right now, that this is a period of rest that's coming into play. Someone is asking the other person to let something rest so that you guys can enjoy the time together. This is really coming into like someone trying to say like, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the night. Let's just like not stress ourselves. Just let some things go into a point of rest so that we can do something fun or nice or creative. Ba ba ba. That's what we're really seeing for the partnered energies right now, because again, there's a feeling right now that something about the partnership has been affected. It's been suffering because of all the work that someone's been trying to do. So for masculine and feminine right now, this is almost trying to identify and articulate that having some points of just enjoying one another, enjoying yourself, creating these nice moments is also work. That sometimes work doesn't need to be work. That if something is all work all the time, it's not nice anymore. It's not something like, what's the point of doing it? This is almost a moment that's feeling like a bit of a separation point, because like what one person desires to do at this point versus what another desires to do is feeling like a bit of a separation. Masculine's moving into an energy of wanting to have a little bit more fun. Feminine's looking more into a space or place where they just want to rest. Masculine and feminine energy right now that's trying to move into partnership, this is it. This is it. Is this going to be the opportunity for something new? Or is this going dormant again? Is this a moment that you're deciding, no, nothing has changed? Masculine and feminine energy moving into partnership right now. This is, again, observing the differentiation between you both right now. Trying to figure out if there's a productive path forward. But it's going to require action to be able to confirm that there is a stable foundation that you're building between yourselves at this time. Again, feminine is asking of this from the masculine. Feminine's even potentially saying that they're willing to take action in the same regard. Masculine, you're effectively being called to task right now. You're being called to task to see if you are in fact ready to be able to take these steps necessary that would actually identify a divine union, instead of saying like, this could even be a masculine trying to say like, sure, we're together. We're together. But it's like, this is feminine saying, you can say that we're together all we want, but if you do not show me in some tangible way that there is a partnership here, or you don't identify to others, then there isn't a partnership here. Feminine wants to see this made real, made solid in some way, because feminine energy is very anxious about the fact that masculine has used wordplay potentially, either from this potential partnership or partnerships in the past, to say something to feminine that they do not then verify or validate to others around them. And this is what we are seeing right now with the feminine. That is, again, feminine is holding firm on this. This is feminine trying to come into partnership saying, I need to see you make this real. Or she's leaving. Masculine, you're recognizing this right now. This is a feminine that's like, I need to see you make this real. Or there's nothing here. And you yourself are deciding whether you're able to take that step right now, or if you're, again, moving away from this energy. Masculine and feminine in separation right now. Again, this is feminine giving yourself that time to rest, allowing yourself to get that spark of creativity and inspiration, potentially even from those around you at this time, as you're trying to manifest this for yourself. And this is more of the same that we're seeing, which is feminine energy committing themselves only not to go back to situations and circumstances that are not balanced. Feminine energy is looking at this right now like they're building a new foundation for themselves, that they're creating that stability to be able to find the energy that also wants to do the same in kind, without feeling like they need to pull them across that line, that they have to pull them across that threshold. This is why the energy right now trying to come into partnership and trying to come into separation are merging again, because now these two energies are both in the same modality again. While for masculine energy right now in separation, this is that moment. Masculine energy, you are now recognizing things from the past that you didn't see the way you did before. You're understanding the imbalance. You can now see the fact that there's a possibility in correcting an imbalance with energy from the past that you didn't either have the full broad extent of, again, why they were experiencing the things that they did, or now understanding what it is that you want and realizing that you guys are both aligned or were aligned based on where you left it. For masculine right now, this is that moment of trying to see if you can heal that rift. If you can come back into those situations and circumstances with a sense of ease to try to heal, but recognizing the action it's going to take is going to take a lot of work to rebuild it. But having to almost come in being committed to wanting to do so, There's no kind of like, what I'm seeing here with these circumstances or situations is there's no room for false pretense here. There's no room for like casually coming in and trying to say something in a way that like, feels like off angle. There's something here you realize you either have to come in completely direct or there's like no way of coming in at all. Or if this is a moment that you're just trying to move forward on. But moving forward on this is feeling very, very difficult because again, it's carrying the weight. It's trying to carry the weight as you do so. It's not an easy journey to do that. Now, continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Ace of Wands in combination with our King of Pentacles. May I please have one card to clarify? This is beautiful. Here's some of that light at the end of the tunnel that we want to see right now. What are we seeing right now? Masculine and feminine energy in partnership. This is the masculine energy is helping to support the partnership today by just being stable. By just being stable, by creating that passion, by trying to like convince the feminine energy they don't need to carry the full weight of just working to support everything all the time. And saying like, I've got you. We've got this. You're not doing this alone. We're doing this together. If it's your problem, it's my problem. You're not in this alone. Masculine is providing that support in the divine union, taking action. See how some of these guys are coming into union now, right? The feminine energy that's feeling unstable, the masculine energy going, I've got you. We're in this together. You're not asking me to do something. We're doing something together. Masculine energy in partnership right now saying again, I value the partnership. We are doing this together. I will do what is necessary. I will do what is necessary to support you. Exactly what the feminine in separation is waiting to hear from the masculine if you haven't been taking notes. I'll do what is necessary for both of us. We've got this, okay? This is the masculine giving that support to the feminine. And again, bringing their creativity, bringing their communication, bringing their inspiration there. Feminine, you're feeling like this right now from your masculine. You're seeing that there's a masculine that comes in to step in to support you when you're feeling weak, when you're feeling uncertain. They don't sweep your legs out from under you, right? They instead they're basically there to say, I've got you every step of the way. While for masculine, and that's what is also helping you get out of that vibration of overwhelm and more into one that feels more creative and inspirational right now. Masculine's giving you permission to ease up and relax. Masculine and feminine energy moving into partnership right now. Here's that make or break moment. This is the moment that masculine effectively and feminine could be moving into partnership right now if you are in partnership at this time. Because this is, again, if the masculine is choosing the partnership over their own autonomy, over their own need and desire to move independently. This is the masculine energy saying, I'm willing to do what it takes to be able to preserve the partnership. That the partnership is my priority, not my own passion. Not holding on to my own passion. But again, compromising that, coming into a space that I'm utilizing it for the benefit of both of us. For masculine and for feminine right now, you're effectively seeing it this way. You're looking at this masculine. The problem with the feminine is this is not a masculine that is not able to make choices. This is masculine energy. That they can't try to pussyfoot out of this and say that this is something that they don't know how to do. This is feminine looking at masculine and being like, you're totally capable of doing this. You're very stable with other parts of your life. You're very stable in balancing things. I need to see the ability and degree for you to show me that you are making the prioritization of the partnership first and foremost, beyond your own personal vested desire or interest. I need to see that you're not going to move from a state or space of continuing autonomy, but that you're putting the partnership first and foremost, i.e. divine partnership. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, that is in separation, this is the feminine continuing to focus on the manifestation goal that's giving them the spark to continue forward. This is feminine energy, again, getting out of the slump, forcing themselves forward by focusing, again, manifesting the desired masculine energy that, again, much like we saw some of that outside energy reminding them of, a good energy would not leave you at a space or place where you're feeling unstable. That's when they would come running in to try to fill in the cracks. This is that feminine energy focusing on that right now. And again, keeping the divine union and partnership as the priority. And potentially, again, like if you're a feminine energy that's trying to like allow some energy in right now that they identify is not necessarily going to give that divine partnership potential. They're again seeing it for what it is. They're like, you're only in my life for a specific role, and that's only to fulfill passion. Because feminine even here is focusing so much on finding that divine partnership that that's what's pushing them through right now. For masculine energy right now that is moving in separation, again, these two energies, the energy is trying to come into partnership at this moment, and the separation energy, they've merged back into one. Because this is, again, a masculine energy that is facing the level or degree of feeling that point of stability right now and trying to decide where their stability lies. Does it lie in only focusing on their own pleasure, on their own passion, on their own creativity, being able to move from a state or space of autonomy, potentially even distracting themselves with outside energy right now, even in the wake of something that feels like a karmic blockage? Or are they ready for divine union? Are they ready to come into divine union and recognizing the work that it's effectively going to take to be able to do so? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our King of Pentacles, thank you for the gift, and our Five of Swords. May I please have one card to clarify? We love it. We've got here our Fool energy. This is beautiful because, again, what we're seeing here right now for masculine and feminine energy in partnership is this is coming out of the slump. Masculine is effectively getting feminine energy out of the slump today. And feminine, for their part, is then helping masculine with this in turn. Because, again, masculine energy is effectively looking towards the feminine, and feminine is looking to the masculine and saying, like, listen, you know, not only are we going to take care of these things together, but we're going to figure out new ways to take care of them. We're going to look at them with a sense of adventure. We're not going to look at these as setbacks. We're going to look at them as new possibilities that are ever occurring around us right now. This is that energy that's like uplifting spirit that the masculine and feminine energy in partnership are providing each other at this moment. You know, it's like, you know, this is like a fun roller coaster ride, and sometimes we're going to hit the slumps, and sometimes we're going to hit the peaks, and it's okay because we're in this together, and we're both here no matter what happens. Hence, divine partnership. Feeling that sense of excitement about what's to come as opposed to dread, you know. Now, for masculine and feminine energy that is moving into partnership right now, again, this is it. This is that moment. This is that make or break we're seeing. Is this a moment that you're going to do this work? Are you going to close these cycles? Are you going to address what needs to be addressed to have this new start, to go into this new opportunity of divine union, masculine? Or is this a moment that you just move off on your own again? For feminine, you're seeing this with the masculine. You're just observing it. You're saying, are you going to repeat the past mistakes? Are we just doing this again? Are you going to go do the same thing that you always do? Or are you ready to try to do something different this time? Feminine's also like, if you're going to keep doing this, I'm gone. Feminine is staying committed to what they're seeking. Masculine, again, and feminine in separation, we're back to where we came to. These two energies are very much in alignment again, because, again, this is feminine energy that, again, is walking away from the past, focusing on stable, grounded masculine energy that desires what they desire as it relates to union, and they're ready to just continue forward. It's like that is what's giving them the encouragement to continue to take these leaps of faith. Masculine, you're exactly back where we just saw that the energy trying to come into partnership is. Is the path to what you desire returning back to something and healing it? Or are you just going to embrace the unknown? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between, oh my gosh, our Three of Pentacles, our Two of Cups, our Six of Swords in its reversal, and our Two of Swords in its reversal in combination with our Lovers. So again, this is that like beautiful energy, like this is either going to feel very beautiful or detrimental depending on where you fall on this. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our Seven of Pentacles. Do you remember what I just said about time not fixing things right now? Time's not fixing anything right now, okay? Because what we're really seeing, again, for the energies that are in partnership, I'm just seeing here that there's something about leaning on the security of what you've already created that is helping you navigate anything that feels like an interruption point. This is really kind of saying in the partnered energies right now, like we can get through anything as long as we continue to stay focused on what we're creating for ourselves at this moment and continue to value and prioritize the relationship above everything else. Anything else is dross. Anything else we can change and shift and adjust. We need to just focus on these two things, and everything else between will sort itself out because we will do it together. And that is also kind of recreating a space or place right now that like there's almost an urgency here. I think it's funny because the urgency on one side right now is getting done as much as possible to continue to make that sense of strength, right? That's the feminine right now. Masculine's more like, no, we should just enjoy each other. Like, what's the point of creating all of this right now if we can't just enjoy each other's company? So this is like that back and forth that's happening right now with the partnered energies in terms of like where that security lies. Masculine's trying to say like, let's just enjoy ourselves right now. Feminine's like, no, we got to build the stability, right? We need to build the stability wherein we can have that enjoyment. Both are feeling that urgency today. So it's more like pushing and pulling each other as to like what that looks like. For masculine and feminine trying to come into partnership right now, this is it. This is not a moment. Masculine may even be trying to put some time on this. That feminine saying, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Feminine is not waiting. Feminine is not waiting for these things. Feminine either needs to see it done or the feminine is just conceding and feeling like it's not getting done. Because feminine energy's been in a vibration before where they felt like they were kind of forced to wait on things. Feminine energy does not want to wait. Feminine energy is saying, I either see the stability here now. You give me the stability now so I know something is stable. I don't have to, feminine feels like they should not have to feel like they need to wait for something to feel stable. It should just be stable. Things that say if you wait, they'll become stable typically do not become stable. While for masculine energy, right, and this is that feminine energy saying to the masculine, like now or never. I'm not going to stick around for this. I'm not going to stick around for you to decide. I'm either going to go or I'm not going to go. You need to choose. Masculine right now, again, feeling that weight, having to make a choice, having to take action to effectively preserve what is now starting to feel like a broken partnership from what feminine energy that either you're characterizing and understanding why they're coming through and potentially starting to feel more resistant or even potentially like assertive to you, versus looking at that energy as potentially unstable as a result of the position because they're starting to feel the frustration. So this is, again, a masculine energy that's effectively feeling that need or urgency to take action or not wanting to put the work in, choosing not, moving away, deciding effectively that this is not the divine union that they're seeking. Or that they're not necessarily ready, because there's something here where the masculine potentially understands that to move into partnership, they need to take action. It's more about the fact about masculine deciding or determining if that's something that they're ready to do. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between, I love these two together, our Lover's card in combination with our Fool. Beautiful. Okay? Oh. Well, for masculine, sorry, I apologize. For masculine and feminine, and I'm starting to do this because these two are becoming the same journey. For masculine and feminine energy right now that are in separation, this is it. This is the point the feminine kind of is giving themselves. This is that light that the feminine keeps reminding themselves of, which is feminine saying, I am focusing on a divine union. I'm focusing on the spaces and places that desire divine union. I'm willing to reject anything that's not a divine union and work to continue to take my steps towards this right now. And I'm not going to wait on anything that doesn't show the ability to. That's why I'm not reading this one right now. It's the same exact journey we're seeing right now for the energies trying to come into partnership. Okay? While for masculine energy that is in separation right now, this is becoming more of that existential moment right now, because again, it's seeing and recognizing what you're going to have to do to come into partnership. You're recognizing just how much something is broken right now, just how much you're going to have to come in to fix it, just how much you're going to have to concede and accept responsibility for that. And you're going to have to affirm like what your desire is and in your intentionality almost from the start. Because I said, this isn't a situation or circumstance where you can try to circumnavigate and come in casually. There's something that you have to like state your intentions or not at all. And it's either feeling like a moment that is feeling too daunting for you. It's too much. in which case you're not ready to do that work. Or this is that moment where it might feel like the opposite. You may be feeling the urgency. You may be rushing to do this right now because you're already starting to feel the anxiety or fear that something is like too late or can't be fixed. So, continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Lovers card in combination with our Fool's card. Clarification coming through right now with our Knight of Cups in its reversal. So, masculine and feminine energy right now that is in a partnership. This is very interesting because what we're effectively seeing right now is even in partnership at this time, there is a feeling where, again, masculine energy, I have to point this out, masculine energy is moving more into a space of enjoyment. They're just trying to enjoy things. They're just trying to look for some points of easement. I have to stress there's been some situations or circumstances for masculine recently that were pretty overwhelming this week. I even warned the masculine to be taking a lot of care of themselves right now. Masculine energy is just looking to enjoy the partnership for the sake of the partnership. They're looking for fun. They're looking for excitement in partnership right now. And there may be a moment that's feeling like a bit of an instability point for the feminine because masculine's not really in a mood where they feel like unpacking anything. This is even potentially feminine wanting to unpack what may have happened during the week with masculine, a lot of this emotional stuff that's been carrying. And masculine's like, no, I don't want to do that. This is not how I carry these things. I just want to be able to just enjoy us. I don't want to have to talk about these things. I don't want to talk about my emotions. I just want to enjoy things and do fun things. Like, this is how masculine's coping to a certain extent with stuff right now. Feminine, this may be feeling like a bit more of a challenge because, again, this is a feminine that's much more in a restive space. Feminine's not looking for new, exciting opportunities. Feminine's looking to just relax. And feminine, like, kind of like wants to just have like these more cozy moments with masculine right now and like share their feelings. And you're potentially seeing that this masculine's like, no, I don't feel like doing that. But again, you're almost utilizing this as a moment of like taking new approaches to this. While for masculine and feminine energy that is coming into partnership, this is effectively that make or break point. Feminine energy, it's not feeling so much like seeing a masculine that's just not up for talking. This is feminine energy being like, are you able to do this or are you not? Feminine energy is basically saying right now, the masculine trying to come to partnership right now, which is like, I need to see that you care about me. You need to either tell me you care about me or you need to take action to show me you care about me, because there's something here where a feminine might feel like this masculine energy has a hard time articulating how they feel, which is why they may be asking the masculine to take some step of action, because this might not necessarily be a masculine that opens up emotionally. And this is feminine who's potentially also, or potentially this is feminine who gets a lot of emotional entities from the masculine, and they're saying to the masculine, I need to see action. It doesn't matter what you tell me. I need to see that you can do something based on what you are saying. That's it. Feminine's like, I either see you do this because the emotional entities aren't going to work, or I'm gone to go find divine partnership. Masculine, this is that moment that, again, you're feeling a little bit at a loss. You're feeling this, like, you're starting to feel pushback from feminine that's making it hard for you to emotionally open up, because this is a feminine that's starting to feel like they're at a point of instability, which probably doesn't feel very comfortable for you, because this is a feminine energy that's like pushing away from you to a certain extent because they're feeling that anxiety. You're either taking that right now as a feeling of rejection, or you're feeling like the energy itself is acting erratically. But if it's acting erratically, this is why it's acting erratically, because it's feeling very unstable and it's feeling like the situation is very unfair. Masculine energy, this is a moment that you are effectively recognizing. Again, this is either a choice that you have to make about choosing divine union at this time or moving away. And it entirely depends right now on where your emotionality is at. Is this something that is going to be, like, what is going to feel like more of an emotional loss right now, masculine? Is it losing the possibility of this partnership? Or is it losing your freedom? Where does your passion, where does your heart lie? For masculine and feminine in separation right now, this is feminine continuing to affirm to themselves that if there's a masculine energy that doesn't come towards them with an offer or doesn't come towards it with like emotional support, they're not going to wait for it. They're not taking someone who's not resisting or who's holding off and expressing themselves as any sign of someone who cares. They're almost looking at it as someone who's trying to utilize their own lack of emotionality to try to drive feminine towards them. This is feminine energy effectively saying, I am committed to the path of finding a divine partner, and I'm going forward to seek it. And I'm leaving any energy behind that's not offering it. Masculine in separation right now, again, this is that moment. Same as the masculine that's trying to come into partnership at this time, because these have lined up again. You're having the choice of trying to repair or come into divine union. Even if you're in separation right now, masculine, you see that possibility. You've been going through this in your own head. There's the divine union. Do you want to go after it? Or are you moving towards your own freedom? What is going to find where does your heart lie? Where are your emotions taking you? The problem for the masculine energy right now is you may be feeling a little emotionally blocked in this capacity. This could be a lot of self-journeying. Final card for today's spread between our Seven of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Knight of Cups in its reversal. One card, please. Not surprised to see this one. Not surprised to see this one because it's the solution. For the masculine and feminine energy that's in partnership at this time, this is what we're seeing here. Again, feminine, you're kind of maybe potentially identifying this right now. This is a masculine energy that feels like they're like, I'm getting here something like masculine, just like kind of wanting to like break out. They need to get out. They need to go do something. They need to like go do something that is fun. They're trying to pull you out of your zone where you're concentrating too much on your own stability. They're like, just like, let's ease up. Let's do something. And feminine, you might be in a point where you're like, I just want to like hang out and like talk about our feelings. And masculine's like, no, let's go do something. You know, it's almost like giving a lot of that like high energy here. And masculine energy is effectively kind of like saying to the feminine right now, who's like, I can't, I don't have time, I don't have this, I don't have money. Masculine's like, I got it. Just let me do it. Let's go do these things because I'm feeling very antsy. It's going to feel like a lot of antsy energy right now for the feminine and masculine in partnership. And you could be seeing this on the part of the masculine right now, fem. While for masculine and feminine trying to come into partnership, this is it. This is more of that energy we're seeing. Time is up. Time is up. Emotional entities aren't going to cut it. There needs to be an actual physical offer displayed to show that something is real. Feminine's saying that. Feminine's calling masculine forward and saying, again, show me that you're committed to partnership, but show me that you're committed to partnership, not just in words. Don't tell me that this is a committed partnership. Show me that this is a committed partnership. Masculine, you're feeling this too. You guys are completely in the same place. You're seeing the fact that this is a moment that you have to put your energy and tension towards what you desire in some kind of tangible way. Making a change, offering something that's going to show the feminine that what you're actually saying is real. While for masculine and feminine energy right now that is in separation, this is feminine energy, again, not wasting time or waiting on anything that isn't coming here right now. If the masculine is not, this is not a masculine energy where feminine's willing to wait. Feminine's looking for real offers, real stability, recognizing that like you don't need to wait when you find that. You just find people who desire it. Okay? Masculine, this is it. Again, if you're in separation, this is that moment that you're trying to decide. Are you going to open yourself up to new possibilities, new opportunities? You're going to take that leap again, not knowing what you're going to find? Or are you going back? Are you going back to claim the thing that you know that you desire, that you want? Recognizing that it's going to take some work in order to do it. Continuing, bottom of the deck on this read right now. More of that limbo feeling. Masculine and feminine partnership right now, this is holding off on some things, right? This is a fact that especially for feminine right now, there's some circumstances and situations that feel like they're a strain on you. It's more about how to handle it. Masculine's handling it a bit more. It's handling it better today in partnership. Masculine's trying to convince the feminine, you don't need to boil the ocean today. You just need to like do what you can do and let the rest kind of ride. So masculine and feminine are having a difficulty in partnership trying to figure out like how to manage obligations and burdens at this time. For masculine and feminine energy trying to come into partnership, this is it. There's something here that's reached a breakage point. There's something here that says, you know, there's some kind of limbo point that's been reached about having to kind of feel like this frustration to find that balance between what is tolerable, what is a pain that can be borne versus what is a pain that cannot be borne. That's why the feminine energy is coming through right now as unstable. And masculine, if the feminine energy is starting to act erratically around you, I want you to ask yourself why, especially if this is a feminine energy that's typically very stable. It's because something has been very painful for the feminine to carry, and it is becoming too painful for them to do so. Masculine in partnership, masculine right now that's trying to come into partnership, this is that recognition that, again, there has to be a choice made. You can't hover between these zones. There may have been something that feels like you've been doing a balancing act for some time. This is that point of recognizing that something needs to change in order for a breakthrough to come. While for masculine and feminine right now in separation, feminine, this is effectively having to do something you don't effectively desire or feel inclined to do, but you recognize that you must do. And for masculine right now, that is trying to come into, that is in separation, this is trying to decide, you're carrying something that's hard to bear. There's even a point right now potentially recognizing that you're trying to move into distraction as opposed to addressing it. And even now, if you're trying to move away from something, there's something here that's you're not freeing yourself from it. You're just choosing to move in that uncomfortable space a bit longer. So that is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video, and if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber handle at the point of payment. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you would like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never reach out to you for a private reading. I will never inbox you. I will never DM you. I will never slide into your PMs and tell you that I have a very special message that only I can deliver. The only way that you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So I encourage you to do it there. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today and sharing with me in these readings. And we will do this again tomorrow.